What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Tuesday. Small card today, just 4 games, but y'all know the drill, man. Finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. Solid night for me last night. 3-1 officially on the premium side. We smashed our NBA Player of the Day with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team, and they displayed why last night. Wire-to-wire, ass-kicking, no sweat. Took the New Orleans Pelicans behind the woodshed. We've been fading the Pelicans blindly for majority of the season, and the Thunder Buddies still remain one of the best ATS teams in the league. Shout out Oklahoma City, man. Thunder Buddies for life. We had the Denver Nuggets last night. I told you I thought the Portland Trailblazers' Linsanity run was over. Shout out to Portland Trailblazers, man. We will still be able to bet them in certain spots, certain situations. But last night, on the road in Denver, where the Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy. Come on, man. Getting back to textbook. And then, of course, last night, the debut of the Don in L.A., man. Him and LeBron put on a show as they beat up on the Utah Jazz. Man, they displayed the future for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's disgusting that it was at the despise of my former team, the Dallas Mavericks, man. But it's over with. Now I've seen the Mavs with Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, who is out indefinitely after 3 quarters of play. And we've now seen the Don in L.A., man. So the trade is done. It is what it is. It was what it was, man. I got to move on, and I will try to do exactly that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, solid night for us last night. Our only loss was the Miami Heat. They lost to the Boston Celtics in pretty decisive fashion. I would still bet that game in that spot 30 times out of 30. We've been fading Boston following a win, cashing at it, no lie, an 80% clip this season. And then they kind of roster manipulated us. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown weren't at shoot around. Jaylen Brown didn't end up playing, but Tatum did. He had a good game. Shout out Tatum. Heat, we'll be able to bet that team certain spots, certain situations. They still got to kind of figure out how to bring everybody together on their roster right now. They're following their trade as well. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen, man. Let's talk about today, man. Let's make some money today. Again, small card, but I'm finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. First game on the board. We got the Toronto Raptors out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers laying 9.5 points in this one. This is an interesting game. Of course, y'all know my beliefs on the Philadelphia 76ers. I think 9 times out of 10, they're overrated, overvalued. I do understand that overrated and overvalued teams do cover in certain spots and situations to justify why they're overrated and overvalued. I just don't feel like that's the spot tonight for Philadelphia. Raptors have been a really good cover team this season, mainly at home. We've been attacking the Raptors as a home underdog plenty this season. As an away underdog, they're around 50-50. They're just a 50-50 away team. I think this is one of them 50-50 games that bounces their way, man. Philadelphia is just too overrated, too overvalued with Embiid coming back in the lineup. Nothing here yells laid 9.5 with Philly. I know the Raptors haven't been all that great recently, but they haven't been terrible. They've covered in back-to-back road games, covered in Oklahoma City, covered in Houston, and I think they do the same thing tonight, cover in Philadelphia. Philadelphia loses a 4 of their last 5. They don't deserve to be laying this many points. So I'm not going to do it. I'd much rather have the points in my back pocket with the team that's been a much better overall ATS team this season in the Toronto Money Raptors, fading the overrated, overvalued Philadelphia 76ers. Just my thoughts. We keep it rolling, man. We head over to Indiana, where the Pacers are 2.5, 1.5 home dogs in this one. Do your line shopping. Line's kind of bouncing right now at the time of recording this video. Regardless, man, the Pacers are dogs at home with the Knicks rolling in. This is a good one, man. I can't wait to watch this one. TNT game. This one definitely deserves to be on TNT. Keep an eye on the injury report. Miles Turner, game time decision tonight for the Pacers. OG Anunoby, game time decision. Josh Hart, game time decision. Ultimately, I think everybody playing. We've seen these two teams match up twice this season. Knicks won the first meeting 123-98 on the 25th of October, way back at the beginning of the season. Pacers won the most recent meeting. It was back on the 10th of November, 132-121 in Indiana. Knicks, they come into this game following a loss in their last one. They got absolutely flooded on Saturday by the Boston Celtics, 131-104. Game before that, they beat the Raptors. Game before that, they beat the Rockets. Game before they lost to the Lakers. Knicks right now have been just in flow. They've lost to kind of who I've expected them to lose to, and they've beaten who they're quote unquote supposed to beat. Tonight, y'all know my thoughts, man. I've said this plenty of times. I think the Pacers are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Pacers are the better basketball team tonight, and you're gonna give me them as a home underdog. I'm there. Give me Indiana, laying the one or plus 1.5, straight up money line, however you want to do it. I think Indiana's the better team overall. I definitely want to see Miles Turner play tonight. I know this is an unpopular opinion. I know many people believe the Knicks are the better basketball team. The books have them favored in Indiana for a reason, but I don't agree. I'm taking the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals a season ago, a team that broke, a ton of offensive metrics just a season ago, and they're trending back towards that right now. Currently, give me the Pacers, man. Bounce back game at home, following a tough loss to the Lakers in that last one. We trust the Pacers at home. We do. And we're going to bet them there tonight. Give me Indiana plus the points or outright money line here in that one. We'll keep it rolling. We head over to Chicago where the Bulls are 4.5-point home dogs with the Detroit Pistons rolling in total 237.5. Just lean on Detroit. Detroit's the better basketball team. Chicago, I think, is finna enter full-blown tank mode. That's kind of the sign they showed when they traded Zach LaVine. I feel like they kind of just waved the white flag then. And Chicago, what we know about them is they play their better basketball on the road. We've seen them now get blown out in back-to-back games. Minnesota blew them out 127-108, and then Golden State aired them out 132-111. The Pistons beat up on them in the most recent meeting, 127-119. That was on the 2nd of this month, so not even that long ago. That game was in Detroit, though. The Bulls won the first meeting, 122-112 in Detroit back in November on the 18th. I don't like how Chicago's looked again. I feel like they've waved the white flag. I feel like Detroit, although not the greatest spot coming off the extended homestand, I feel like they're the better basketball team. I feel like they got more to play for. I feel like they're taking it more seriously. I feel like this is going to be like a play-in 8th seed style team, and Chicago's going to kind of take a back seat. And I think these games are the games that kind of separate the two. Give me Detroit. I'll lay the 4.5 here in this one. Last and final game of the night, man. This is probably, I would say, I don't know. I think that Knicks Pacers is the bigger game, but many people will say, Jay, you're crazy. Grizzlies Suns is the bigger game. And I wouldn't necessarily argue. They're both great, both on TNT tonight. Of course, I will be sitting back watching the doubleheader right there with y'all. The Grizzlies, man, laying 3.5 on the road. The Grizzlies won the first meeting between these two, 117-112 in Phoenix. That game was on the last day of the year of 2024, on the 31st of December. Grizzlies coming in this game following a loss. They just lost to Oklahoma City, 125-112 at home in their last one. Phoenix, they've lost 4 of their last 5. They got embarrassed in their last one by the Denver Chicken Nuggets, 122-105. Interesting game we got going on here, man. I'm on the Memphis Grizzlies. This is a game I just don't want to overcomplicate. This is the best ATS team in the league, the Memphis Grizzlies, versus the worst ATS team in the league in the Phoenix Suns. I don't want to overcomplicate it, man. One team has printed money this season. One team has absolutely thrown it away. So just sticking to who these two teams have been. The Grizzlies are the better basketball team. The general population may not think that because they don't watch the NBA games on a night-to-night basis, and they just look at the stars, who's on the floor. The Suns got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. They're better. That's just the general thought. The Grizzlies are the better team by a pretty sizable margin. There's a reason why they're over a bucket favorite on the road. Better team overall, better ATS team, the best ATS team versus the worst ATS team. Don't want to overcomplicate it, man. So, last and final game of the night. I'm on the Memphis Grizzlies laying the points in this one, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Really means the world to me, man. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, including my NBA play of the day. We've kind of heated up on that play as the season has progressed. You know, we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of the season. Of course, the All-Star break is right here this weekend. Of course, I'll be taking a couple of days off. Y'all won't see my face for a couple of days. Then we'll be back, man, full swing, ready to hit it right after the break. Like I'm talking about full-fledged right after the break. That's usually when we hit the ground running and where we start taking names, man, like in the books, usually running high around that time of the season, man. We made so much money following the break last season, it wasn't even funny. And it's going to be the same thing, I feel. So if you believe me, hop on something long-term, man. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.